And then once you've done all the fun process of co-creation, you then need to get your sustainability strategy down. It needs to be somewhere where people can access it, where it can be driving the change that you want to see. So first thing to consider is, who is the strategy for? Is it internal? Is it something you want all staff to be able to see and reference to show the direction of travel? Is it something that you want to use to communicate your commitments to customers? So I've worked with a lot of organisations that sell to the NHS, for example, and the NHS has a requirement that all organisations that it buys from have a net zero plan that either meets or exceeds 2050, because that's their, as a public body in the UK that has a legally binding net zero 2050 target, that is their commitment. And so you might want your sustainability strategy to be hosted somewhere that's really easy for people reviewing tenders to see. So that, it could be an appendix to the tender, it could be a link to a URL, and then also to set expectations with your suppliers. So again, is this something that you put out in your tender documents, in your request for proposals? Is it something that lives on your website? And once you've answered that question, that will help you decide where your strategy needs to live. So common places for strategies are the company intranet pages, and that's particularly useful if you're looking to drive internal change. A section on the company website, which is particularly useful if you want to make it really easy for potential customers and suppliers and investors to look at. Lots of publicly traded companies have a sustainability section on their investor pages these days, because a number of funds will only invest in companies that support their ESG requirements. So BlackRock, for example, has an ESG fund, and if you want to be included in that, you have to be very clear what your company is doing to support that, to make progress on sustainability. It could be that you need to publish it in your annual report, and that could be for regulatory reasons, or it could be, again, that investor relation reason. It could be something that you want to just send by email as a document or a URL, or it could be something that if your company is seeking investment, you actually want to include in your data room. So once you've thought about where it's going to live, and who the audience are, you might actually make the decision that you want two versions. One nice, bright, shiny, with lots of photographs that goes on your company website, that your employees can look at, that your supply chain can look at, and one that's maybe a little bit more, I don't want to say boring, but clearer, easier to read, more sort of formatted like a Word document that can be included in your annual report. These are a couple of different examples of sustainability strategies in the higher education sector. So Imperial College have this really nice shiny PDF document, lots of pictures, but it's a single PDF document. Keele University have a website, and you can see there they've picked 4 pillars. They're very prominent with those pillars. So green campus, sustainable research, working with you, sustainability education outreach, and you can click on each of those and look at what their specific goals are. Oxford University has a section on their website, and it's really just a one-page summary. It's really quick, really easy to look at. And all of these sustainability strategies do a fantastic job, but a very different job to the reader. And once you have worked out which of these options you want to take as an organization, you can then get on with actually documenting it and putting it, is it a PDF, is it a web page, and then your sustainability strategy will be live.